Bishop Justin. We're at the Southern Cross today. The Cross, it seems like an appropriate place to be interviewing a bishop.
Absolutely. Actually, I used to live just down the road,
Nice.
so it's quite nice to be back.
You're back at home. So we're here to talk about Ministry Conference 2016. What, reflecting on it, have you got a highlight?
Oh yeah, definitely the highlight I think was just seeing all the leaders of the diocese, lay and ordained, in one place. And I think it's the fact that we brought our partners and kids, and so the hope being that the kids grow up thinking that this is great, that their parents were involved in this ministry, and the kids grow up saying it's great to be part of the diocese. And I think on Ministry Conference we achieved that.
So you kind of hit on three topics. One was our transforming God. Can you unpack that a little bit for me, for people who didn't get to hear what you talked about?
Yeah, sure. Often I tell the story of Charles Spurgeon. Mm-hmm. Charles Spurgeon, kind of famous Christian speaker, spoke to thousands of people. Many people came to faith through his talks, very significant speaker. And one day a young fella, wannabe, came up to him and said, "Oh, Mr. Spurgeon, can you teach me to do what you do, because I want to kind of have that ministry?" And Charles Spurgeon sort of says, "Well, you don't really expect that every time you preach somebody will come to Jesus, do you?" And the young fella goes, "Well, no, of course not." And Charles Spurgeon says, well, that's the problem. And I think that gets to the heart of the issue for the diocese.
Okay.
Is this kind of understanding that I think we're being encouraged again to reclaim that God actually makes a difference, to have confidence that God actually turns up and transforms lives, transforms structures in society, that our belief in God actually makes a tangible difference. And I think our hope is in this, our transforming God moving into next year, as we re-engage with that as a diocese, that we actually increase our expectation that God is present amongst us and wanting to transform lives. And I think we base that strong belief, that strong conviction around the resurrection. So we understand that Jesus was tortured, died, and normally death is the end of the story. The book is closed, the great full stop, that is it. Yeah. In the case of Jesus, that wasn't the end. There was this resurrection. And the resurrection gives us a great hope that what it says is in every circumstance, in any situation, that resurrection power of God is sometimes available to us. And so what it means is whatever situation we find ourselves in, due to Jesus' resurrection, our past does not need to determine our future. So whatever's happened in the past, it just may be that God's transforming power can turn up and change that reality. And that's what makes our faith so exciting, is there is a resurrection. So what it means is whatever circumstances we face, there is a possibility that God's resurrection power turns up again and transforms our lives. And so for us going to next year as a diocese, that could mean that we re-embrace this idea that maybe God is a God of healing, or maybe God is a God of structural change, or maybe it's a God who wants to take people out of poverty. And so I think my big encouragement to the diocese next year is to have confidence that God is with us and God makes a difference.
Can you think about a story where you've seen that in your own life?
Oh yeah, look, constantly in small and big ways I see the kingdom of God breaking in. So I see it in the young people of the diocese that I relate to, watching them come to faith, watching them explore this faith journey, watching them have their own sort of insecurities and doubt and shame, watching that kind of get transformed in their life, but then watching the Living Wage campaign and our diocese involved in that, and then obviously our diocese involved in the refugee situation. I mean, again, all these are situations where we're watching this God make a difference.